Right now, in 2025, $15,650 and $21,150 as it pertains to the low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries of Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, VA, and RRB. I have all the details for you here in the video of what these dollar amounts are, what they mean, and how these directly impact tens of millions of low-income individuals and fixed-income people all across the country. Let's get into the details. All right, now this $15,650 and the $21,150 for the entire year of 2025 are vitally and critically important for, like I said, tens of millions of people, a lot of which are low-income and fixed-income beneficiaries. Now, these are the new updated numbers for 2025. I want to break these down for you, give them to you in their original form there that I shared with you, as well as monthly as well, and what this means for all of you as a fixed income beneficiary, a low income, and why these are so incredibly important, as these numbers do update every single year. But they didn't update a whole lot over last year, 2024, but they did update a bit. But again, I will share with you what that means for all of us and our monthly benefit, as well as some of the plans, the bills, the legislation, the ideas, the concepts that are out there that would actually be very beneficial for some beneficiaries in a pretty good way. All right, so first off, what are these numbers? Let me share with you those really quickly. Okay, this is the new updated federal poverty line for an individual, a household of one, and a household of two. So the $15,650 is the federal poverty line now in 2025 for a household of one individual. Now the $21,150 is the federal poverty line for a household of two individuals right now for the entire year of 2025. Now, obviously, it keeps going with household of three, household of four, household of five, and it keeps increasing significantly, but this is kind of what I want to talk about is just these two numbers here. Okay, so what are these numbers, again, on a monthly basis? Let me share with you those really fast as well. So the $15,650, that is for the entire year of 2025 of total gross income, again, income from anything. It could be from a fixed income benefit. It could be from earned income. It doesn't matter. Income is income. However, but somebody gets money coming into them. That's the number for an individual. However, the $15,650 on a monthly basis is $1,304 a month is what that is, okay? Which, by the way, the federal poverty line for an individual increased by $590 over what it was last year in 2024, as it was $15,060 last year, and now it's $15,650, an increase of $590, okay? Now, that's an individual. Now, a household of two individuals, again, $21,150 on an annualized basis for the entire year. But again, on a monthly basis, that comes down to $1,762 on a monthly basis is what that is. Again, a household of two, okay? Now, last year for 2024, the federal poverty line for a household of two was $20,440. So that's an increase of, is it $710? I think it's $710. My math could be off on 5, 6, 710. Okay, yeah, 710. I think that's right. My math could be off a little bit. Sorry, I'm trying to calculate it right now as I talk. I think it's $710 is what the increase was over last year. Either way, it's not a ton. Okay, now why are these dollar amounts so incredibly important? And if they didn't adjust at all, would that be good or bad? It'd be actually really bad. It'd be really bad. Simply because as this number continues to adjust higher every single year, basically what it's doing is it's allowing those people that are eligible for fixed income or low income benefit programs, it allows these individuals to mostly stay eligible for the benefits. If this number never changed, if it never changed year after year after year, people would continuously be falling off the eligibility rankings to be eligible for these low-income benefit programs. For example, what are some of them? I'm going to rattle off a few here. This is certainly not all of them. There's a lot of them that are out there, but I'll give you some to be, just for example. One of the most popular, SNAP benefits. Some people call it food stamps, SNAP benefits. Some people call it EBT. Some people call it food assistance. Technically, it's called Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. but that's the program, okay? This one is officially, I mean, all of these programs I'm going to mention are officially pegged off of the federal poverty line. In other words, what is your income as a percentage of the federal poverty line? That's how they determine, along with other factors, somebody's eligibility to get benefits from the SNAP program. That's probably by far the most popular of all of them. Medicaid is another big one. That's a really big one as well. There's about 72 million people currently enrolled in Medicaid. That's changing all the time as well. Some of the other smaller programs, less known and much smaller, are like the LIHEAP, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, LIHWAP, Low Income Home Water Assistance Program, WAP, the Weatherization Assistance Program, the ACP, Affordability Connectivity Program, and the list goes on, right? I mean, you've heard me talk about some of these. Oh, the CSFP, Commodity Supplemental Food Plan, is another one. There's a bunch, okay? There's plenty of others out there. I've talked about many of them in other dedicated videos. My point is, what is the commonality between all of these programs? They're all 100% predicated on your income as a percentage of the federal poverty line. They always take this into consideration. So if your income is at, say, 100% of the federal poverty line or below, the eligibility for you to get benefits from some of these other programs is significantly increased. If you are at or below the federal poverty line, there's a ton of programs that are available to you. If your income is above the federal poverty line, it starts phasing out pretty fast. There's a lot of programs that you are no longer eligible for the higher and higher you get above the federal poverty line. For example, it could be 100% or below the federal poverty line. The floodgates open up. You're eligible for tons of programs. If your income is, say, 125 or 130% of the federal poverty line, you're still eligible for some. That's, in fact, how some programs determine their eligibility. Your income must be, say, 130% or below the federal poverty line, and you're eligible. Some programs go up to, say, 150, and some go up to 200% of the federal poverty line. That's pretty rare, not all of them. But a few years ago, back in like 2020, 2021, there were more programs out there that were having eligibility requirements of, say, 150% or 200% of the federal poverty line or below. But now that that's years ago here, we're beyond that. They've really tightened up the eligibility for some of these programs. Not all, but a lot, okay? So the federal poverty line, even though it's like, it's just an arbitrary number. Yeah, kind of. It is kind of like an arbitrary number that just does move up a little bit each and every year. Not a ton, a few $100s. Like you heard me say earlier, $590 and $710, depending on a household of one or two. But the point is, it's directly determining and directly related to your eligibility for these programs as a low-income or fixed-income person. So that's probably pretty important, especially if you know where your income is. Let's just say this much. If your income, and again, when I say income, it could be income from anything. It could be from working part-time, full-time. It could be from selling stuff online. It could be doing side hustle, side gig, whatever. Doesn't matter at all. It could be from having your own little small business. Again, doesn't matter. It could be strictly from low-income benefits, or fixed income benefits, I should say. Anything administered by Social Security. Any of these benefits that I talk about here on the channel, all of this would be determined as income. It's money coming to you for anything. That's all it is. Income is that. So in other words, this much. If your income as an individual, as a household of one person, is below $15,650, you're technically below the federal poverty line. As a result of that, you've got a lot of programs that are available to you to enroll in, to apply for, and you'll probably get benefits. Again, I don't know your exact situation. There's other factors that are going into play to determine your eligibility, but for the most part, you probably got a lot of openings there. Okay, and as a household of two, again, $21,150 or $1,762 a month is what that comes out to be. Again, if your income, your gross income coming from anywhere, is below that number, you're technically below the federal poverty line as a household of two. And again, the floodgates open up for you, and you can get access to a lot of programs that are available to these low-income households. That's why the programs are there. But basically what the federal poverty line does, it offers a baseline, just a general baseline announced by and given by the HHS, Health and Human Services. Every single year it updates, and it basically just gives us a baseline to work with. Hey, if somebody's income is X of the federal poverty line, are they eligible? That's all it does. It gives us a baseline to work with to determine where somebody is in conjunction with the federal poverty line and their eligibility for programs and benefits. You know what I mean? So if that number never changed, we'd see a lot of people phasing out every single year, and kind of the bad situation. But as this continues to go up, the federal poverty line numbers, and incomes are not going up at the same pace, then guess what? More people are also being scooped into and basically being eligible for some of these programs because of the federal poverty line rising, but yet income's not keeping up with that. So technically kind of more people are becoming eligible each and every year as well. Kind of makes sense? Anyway, it's a pretty important metric. That's all I have to say, right? Anyway, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about this, leave that down below in the comment section. Otherwise, if I can ask a huge favor of you, number one, please subscribe to the channel. It is 100% free to do so. If you're new here or if you've not done so yet, please make sure to subscribe. It is totally 100% free. There's a big subscribe button down below. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Otherwise, if you can think of 1 or 2 people that benefit from this video or any other videos here on the channel, or benefit from knowing me and or this channel, please make sure to share this video. There's a share button right down below. I'm here for you every single day to represent you, to advocate for you, to help you out in any way that I possibly can. I'm here for you. Please share the video. There's a share button down below. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that as well. Otherwise, check out the well over 5,000 videos here on the channel in the video library. The popular videos I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section, and the videos popping up on your screen right now. You'll see some videos there. Please take your selection out. Otherwise, just have a nice day, and I hope I can see you again soon in the next video. Thanks.